Welcome to the Guru Guide to Podcasting podcast, where we help businesses produce profitable podcasts for their business so they can attract more clients, dominate social media as a subject matter expert, generate more income, and do it all while working less. My name is Kidboy Cooper. I'm the founder of the Creative Podcast Network, the creator and host of Empower You Podcast. And on this podcast, you're going to learn everything you need to know about creating, producing, and monetizing your very own business podcast. So if you're tired of being stuck on the social media hamster wheel and you're ready to save time, generate more income without being stuck on your phone, you're going to absolutely love this podcast. So let's get started. Yo, what is up? What is up? How are you doing today? I'm so glad that you're here, and I can't wait to get into our topic. Today, we're going to be talking about creating sticky, valuable content for your business podcast. So let's get into it. All right, here we go. So here's the deal. When you're creating a business podcast, you're going to need a curriculum. You're going to need something to help you guide them through this process, right? You're going to need the sticky content that gives them an opportunity to really buy into your message, that gives them an opportunity to really start learning from you, learning about you, learning the things that they need to know, okay? And so while this is topics, while you do need topics, this is also kind of like your curriculum, right? This is also how you educate while you are informing your ideal clients about not only the service that you provide, but how you provide the service, why it's important, and why it's so unique and effective, right? Why you're the best at what you do. So first of all, what you got to know when you're creating topics and a curriculum for your business podcast is you got to know your topic, right? You really got to know your industry. You can't really get too far if you don't know your industry. Knowledge of your industry is going to really allow you to solve your ideal clients' problems. It's going to allow you to really show up for your ideal listeners and clients in a way that other people can't, just because you truly understand the ins and outs of your business. And the second thing I want you to do is I want you to go through, maybe your curriculum, your case studies, your clients, maybe even your own journals and things. And I want you to go through and find 6 pain points that need to be addressed, that need clarification in your industry, whether it's fitness or podcasting or finance or real estate or self-love or self-development. 6 pain points that you know your ideal client is suffering from, and you're going to talk about those 6 pain points in a very specific way, right? So more times than not, because you're a business, because you're amazing at what you do, you probably have a signature system, right? You probably have this unique way of showing up for your clients, so that you can walk them through their transformation process from the point when they start to engage with your service to the point where they are done with your service and maybe they're moving on to something else. You've walked them through a process, a system, and systems help your client address the issues that they need to address without being super overwhelmed and putting the cart in front of the horse, so to speak, getting ahead of themselves, right? So you have a system, or you need to create a system. Maybe you have a system that you're working with already, but you really haven't just jotted it down. Now is the time to sit down and write down what your system is, right? In 6 steps and 7 steps, based off of solving the pain points that you've identified already in your industry, right? And so your system allows you to alleviate the pain point, all 6 of those pain points. And you do that through this unique way that you work with your clients, right? So we've got your knowledge of the topic. We have the 6 pain points that you're going to need to address in order to really help your clients achieve some level of transformation, and you have your signature system that you use. The next thing you're going to want to do is break down each one of the steps in your signature system into a separate podcast episode. So you have those 6 problems and how you're going to fix those 6 problems with the solutions, with the system that you have. You're going to break down each one of those steps into a podcast episode. So you help them do 1 through 6, right? Your system is designed to take them the whole way, but you're not going to give it all away at once. You're going to break down each one of those steps into a podcast episode, right? The podcast episode is going to be anywhere from 15 to 20 minutes because you don't want to keep people too long. And the more they engage with you, the more they're going to trust you to solve their problem. So you want to give them a real solution. I'm not talking about, playing the hide and go seek game with your information. You want to be able to help them and give them a real solution, much like I'm doing with you right now. This is not fake. This is stuff that I do with my clients and for my own business, right? I break down the pain points that my ideal clients are looking for and I give it away, whether it's content or podcast content or on other people's podcasts or in consulting strategy sessions. That's what you're doing. And that's what you're doing in these podcast episodes. You're breaking down each step so that it's super clear and so that your ideal listener has a good understanding of how you teach and how you are able to really meet them where they are and solve their problem, okay? The next thing you're going to do after you've recorded the 6 problems, your system, which is the 6 solutions, and broken each one of those down into a 15 to 20 minute podcast, then you're going to record a case study. What do I mean a case study? Basically, when you follow a step, right? Let's say it's a credit repair and you've identified the 6 challenges that a credit repair, someone who needs their credit repaired are going to have. You've identified how your system helps them accomplish those six pain points, and you've provided them with the solutions in your signature system. And now we're going to talk about how it looks to actually apply those steps. We're going to talk about the fallout and the challenges in applying each one of those steps, because as you are going through this process of transformation, of taking your client from one point to another, from point A to point Z, they're going to encounter some challenges. And this is where your personal understanding of your journey, this is where your personality, this is where your cool, unique identity really come in handy, because you intimately know the challenges your clients are going to face, because quite likely you faced them. And so what you're going to do in these case study episodes is you're going to talk about what those challenges were. So when I did this, I noticed I began to have X problem, right? And so in order to counteract the effects of having this new problem I didn't anticipate, this is what I needed to do, right? And so you could even think about some of the personal effects of implementing the steps. So let's say you're doing credit repair, all right? And this is just an example. And you're giving a case study about the steps that are in your program, that you are in your business, and that the way that you help your clients, right? Now is the time you say, okay, so normally when someone's credit starts to get really good, when they start to see some movement in their credit in a positive direction, what you want to do is run out and get cards, right? You want to go out and apply for more credit cards. And sometimes if you're not strategic about this can become a real barrier to actually finishing and establishing a really great credit score. If you don't tell your ideal clients this, sometimes it'll catch them off guard and they'll be like, oh my God, I'm getting all these credit card offers and it's great. And I've never had this before and I want to get this and I'm going to apply for all this stuff. And in reality, if you had just told them this is what's going to happen and this is how you should handle it, that's a case study, right? This is where you're breaking down how this step is going to affect them long term. You're breaking down how this, what they're implementing from your program or through your business. You're breaking down how that implementation is going to affect the rest of their life. You may even offer different books as resources during your case study. You may even offer stories from either your clients or past clients or yourself or your family, or even a story from somebody who wrote a book on this. And so you give your insight and your opinion on it based off of your own lived experience in this topic. So you see, the case study is the glue. That's the human element. Before, we're talking about very very mechanical things, right? You have a problem. This is the solution. And these are the steps that you need to take. Now, here come the case studies, and this is how you actually become a person with great credit. You need to function this way. This is the way your thought process has to be when you're building your credit. This is the way you need to be thinking when you're making purchases. Like, all of that kind of stuff is going to really, really aid the transformation of your clients, because one, they're getting their problem solved. They have a system that they can replicate. They have solutions every time they run into that problem again. And they now understand what the emotional, social, financial effects of implementing this process are going to going to cause their overall life and just their well-being in general. And so that's how you would create really valuable, sticky content. Now, at the end of this, if you follow this formula, you'll have 18 incredible interviews, 18 incredible podcasts. They may not be interviews, but they could be. You'll have 18 of them. That's over a quarter if you release them every week. That's 36 weeks if you release them bi-weekly. And that's just, and if you only release one a month, that's over a year's worth of content right here. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. So I want you to go out and implement these steps. I want you to find the 6 major pain points that are going on in your industry, right? I want you to outline what your system is, what your signature system is, what is the process that you walk your ideal clients through, and I want you to document that. And then I want you to record 6 case studies. Now, these podcasts don't have to be super long, right? They could only be maybe 15, 20 minutes. That's not terrible. That's a really good amount of time to teach somebody something. And obviously, you can teach for longer amounts of time, or you can do your best to condense what they absolutely need to know into very easy to execute chunks so that they can go out and implement and start the transformation process. This is what will truly help you build that know, like, and trust factor. They can take what you said and implement it, see results. They're incredible. I want to work with them. That's how that works, because when you're really serving people, they want to work with you. They want to come back. And so this is a way that you can give out massive, valuable content, massively valuable podcast content that will really satiate and help your ideal client and your ideal listener without giving everything away, and while absolutely, truly helping your ideal client. You're not playing any cloak and dagger. You're not, but you got to go do this. No, you're giving real solutions that actually help your client, if implemented, gain a result. Okay? You're sowing a seed. So that's how you would create 18 podcast episodes for your business. I hope you guys have really, really enjoyed this. This is how you create incredible, sticky podcast content through the topics and the curriculum of your business podcast. You guys let me know what you think. Drop a comment, like, share. Let me know if there's anything specifically you want me to cover in the podcast curriculum. I've got a lot of things I want to share, but if there's something specific that you want me to talk about, go ahead and leave a comment, leave a review, or let me know wherever you're seeing this video. Okay? All right. So listen, go out and have an amazing day, and I will talk to you guys super soon. Okay? Peace. Thank you so much for watching the Guru Guide to Podcasting podcast. If you found this information super helpful, I want you to leave us a review and a 5-star rating, okay? Give us a like, a thumbs up, share it, follow, subscribe, wherever you're viewing this at. Leave us a comment as well and let us know how we're doing. And if you have any specific questions about podcasting for your business, you can leave them in the comments and I'll be sure to respond, okay? And if you are ready to start implementing, you're done learning, you're done listening, you're ready to start putting boots on the ground, I want you to go to www.workwithkidboycooper.com, okay? www.workwithkidboycooper.com. On that website, you're going to find a case study video. You'll simply put in your email address and I'll send you a case study where I break down the top elements that executives, experts, authors, 7-figure earners are all using in order to make their podcast more profitable, to attract more clients, and to work less by podcasting, okay? It's a fantastic case study video and I can't wait for you to look at it. So again, that's www.workwithkidboycooper.com. And for the rest of all of us who are learning and moving through this business podcast space, I will talk to you guys in another episode. Peace.